That is such a beautiful island. That is so sad to see. Oh, Jace, those images, it's tough.
I know. What we normally look at that part of the world as paradise,
Yeah.
now looks like it is just eroding away before our eyes. One of the things that we really have to think about in this part of the country right now is, again, the heat, but also the storm potential for us in the lower 48. That narrative still continues, even portions of New England. Earlier this week, flash flooding over there, tornado warnings over there, and also due heat still down towards the south, but not as bad. Dare I say, we've had a little bit of subdued heat and a smaller real estate down south, mainly just in Texas, Louisiana, and also portions of Mississippi and other areas of the deep south. But even look at this, Albuquerque at 87 degrees, 78 in Kansas City. Even just an hour or so ago, Dallas-Fort Worth was raking in roughly around 98, maybe 99 degrees. However, I will point out, having spent almost 4 years in Central Texas, 99 is Austin's average high temperature around this time of year. The average. So this is what the setup looks like across the lower 48 right now. We have a complex of storms just trotting their way through the lower Mississippi River Valley, at least mid-Mississippi River Valley, and that'll eventually move into Ohio River Valley overnight tonight. One of the things that you're going to notice that's going to happen over the next couple hours or so, we're going to increase our cloud cover because we're going to be fanning out all of this energy as it moves eastward into our region. This is what's going to propel, even though at least it's going to propel some of those showers and thunderstorms to move in overnight tonight, even though we've been dry today. It's sort of the calm before the storm. Now, as we look ahead here, we do have our temperatures responding in the lower 80s right now, which is average for this time of year. A little bit of a cooler lake breeze for Cuyahoga County stretching over the Ashtabula, but again, we're still in that same benchmark where we should be. Because we have that area of low pressure south and west of us, we have the southwest wind just cruising right on in here, but it's not doing so much to increase our dew point temperatures, which is still hanging out in the low 60s right now, so it is tolerable. As we look at the numbers across the board, here's where we go overnight tonight. You can see around 2 a.m. we're still in the mid to low 70s for the vast majority of northeast Ohio, and that's because we're going to keep these clouds in the mid to lower levels here. That's where the system looks like right now. We have some stronger storms beginning to move from Illinois into Indiana, but I think once we get into maybe midnight around this part of the country, we'll start to lose our steam a little bit, and we're just going to be left with a few rumbles and also a little bit of rain, which is why our rainfall accumulation models aren't showing too terribly high in terms of those numbers. So here's your National Design Board hour forecast for the rest of the evening. Again, staying pretty mild out there across northeast Ohio. A few pops here and there around the midnight hour, still roughly around 70 degrees. After midnight, we start to fan in a little bit more energy. I think the heaviest rainfall will likely be south and also east of the Cleveland metro. But again, we're still going to be dealing with a little bit of damp weather once we get into the daybreak hours for us tomorrow, 6, perhaps even 7 a.m. A little bit cooler once that moves on through. I think we'll likely cruise in with a little bit of a cold front that's sliding across the north. So it's like a double-edged sword there as we get a 2-1 switch. Once we get in tomorrow afternoon, I think we're likely going to have a northwest wind that's going to keep us relatively comfortable, but also offer up a few pops here and there, roughly around 20 to 30%. Here's that Union Home Mortgage 7. As we look at our temperatures, daytime highs in the mid to low 80s as we march towards the weekend. Saturday, scattered rain and rumbles as we're expecting another frontal boundary to march on through here. But once we get into Monday, we're really going to be watching the threat for some strong to severe thunderstorms. And some of those could really emphasize some damaging winds, maybe some hail, and also some isolated tornadoes. Still too far out, but we're already watching it days in advance.
All right, and we appreciate you for keeping an eye on that for us, Jason.
You got it.
Thank you.